my name's Amy and I read a lot, and this is my booktube channel. I thought I would start off with some introductions or facts about me, since you're probably wondering who I am. My name's Amy, obviously. I am a grad student. I'm getting my master's degree in English, which is super exciting. I have a dog and 2 cats. I enjoy sushi more than anything, and cupcakes, favorite foods. I read all kinds of stuff. I like young adult, I like sci-fi, fantasy, memoirs, graphic novels, and comic books. Some classics, I like to be well read and informed on the conversation, but a lot of classics are kind of not my thing, but I do like to try them. Love audiobooks, have an e-reader. Obviously, as you can see from behind me, I have a very large collection of books all on my own. I utilize my local library. I read anything and everything, any way that I can. So that is really all you need to know about me. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments below. But today, since this is my first video, I thought we'd talk about some of my all-time favorite books. So let's get started. If you can't tell from my shirt here, I am a huge Harry Potter fan. I'm very proud Ravenclaw. So obviously Harry Potter is one of my favorite books of all time. I love the whole series. I've read the first book probably like 15 times, like a lot. I've reread it a lot, and I'm not sorry. I love Harry Potter. But my all-time favorite book of the Harry Potter series is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which is the 6th book. These are my original hardback editions that I bought at midnight releases, so a lot of nostalgia here. Just love it. The 6th book is my favorite because it's so funny and it's so good. I mean, the plot points, the action, the new characters introduced, the way it all moves forward. And it's just hysterical. Like, there's so many parts of this book that I still laugh out loud at, even though I have read it like 5 times. Absolute one of my favorite books of all time. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Next up, we have a book by the fabulous Libba Bray. I love Libba Bray. She's fantastic. All of her writing is so good. She wrote the book A Great and Terrible Beauty in that series, Beauty Queens, all by her. Going Bovine is one of my favorites, though. I haven't reread this one in a long time, so I'm going to have to in the near future, but it's just so good, and it's so weird and funny, and that's what Libba Bray is known for, so this one's definitely one of my all-time favorite books. Next up, we have I Am the Messenger by Markus Zusak. This is the book that I had my now fiance read when we first started dating, because he knew I was super into reading, and he said, give me your favorite book to read, and I wanted him to think I was cool, so I picked this one. I'm not entirely sure why I thought this was the coolest book I owned at the time, but I did. Lots of fun memories with this one. But the book itself, it's about an underage cab driver. This card arrives in the mail for him, and it makes him the messenger, and he's sent to deliver messages and punishment and stuff to people by this mysterious messenger. And I don't want to tell you much more because it's very spoilery. This is another one I have to reread soon because I Am the Messenger is so good. Next up, we have Let's Pretend This Never Happened by Jenny Lawson, who I'm convinced that Jenny Lawson is probably one of the funniest humans on the planet, like, of all time, of all the people. I just think she's hysterical, she's witty, she deals with things like depression, anxiety, and mental illness incredibly well in her works. So if that's something you struggle with, she's for sure a great author to check out. She's very candid about it, but also keeps it kind of lighthearted and finds the humor in it. She's just really good. The sequel to this is called Furiously Happy, and it is also excellent. So like many readers my age, I definitely read a lot of John Green novels. Some are really good, some are not so good. But this one, Looking for Alaska, I honestly think is an amazing book. It was so real, and it was so funny, and it was witty, and I loved everything about it. It broke my heart in the best way possible. It was just so good. So this is definitely one of my top 10 favorite books. Another amazing series that I have read is the Shatter trilogy by Tahereh Mafi. She is phenomenal. Her writing is really interesting. As you can see from the back, she does this thing where she scratches out sentences and then rewrites them as part of her narrative, which some people don't like that much, but I really loved it. I love experimental narration. I love unreliable narrators. I love stretching the form of what writing is and like how dialogue works. Anyway, I nerd out over it. I thought it was super cool. This book was really unique, very interesting, really great female character. I didn't love the 3rd book as much, but the 1st and 2nd books especially are super good, so check them out. Another one of my all-time favorite novels is The Night Circus. This book is phenomenal. It is interesting, unique, the way the story flows, it's beautiful, the prose is so beautiful. Obviously this one's a big cult favorite. I think that everybody's heard about this one probably at this point. It's Erin Morgenstern's first novel, which is really cool that she had this much success from it. It was really good, would recommend picking up, one of my favorite novels. Another series that was really formulative to me when I was a kid was the Chronicles of Narnia series. I loved this book series. It was so good. I flew through it. It was one of like the first series that I read on my own, so it has a really special place in my heart. I still think the 7th book is one of the best series enders of all times, but really my favorite book in this series is Prince Caspian. So good. So yeah, technically children's novels, but if you haven't read it, I think it's a really valuable addition to the literary canon. So I would say my all-time favorite classic novel is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This edition that I own is really cool. It's like a vintage leatherback version. Love it. Jane Eyre it's dark and it's moody and it's definitely gothic literature. Really awesome female character though. Oh my gosh, I love Jane. I do. It's got some creepy stuff and some weird stuff and, you know, falls into some of the pitfalls that all classic literature does. But seriously, if you're going to pick up a classic, Jane Eyre is it. It's so good. Love it. And finally, we have A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Anglais. This series is really, really special to me. It's the first series I can remember my mom reading to me, which is really important to me. It was one of her favorite series as a kid, so when I was younger, you know, way before I would have been able to read this on my own, my mom read it to me, and I think that's really special. And I reread it when I was a teenager on my own, and it held up. Still one of my favorite series. These copies were actually my mom's copies and she let me have them when I moved out. So yeah, very special to me. Definitely one of my top favorite series of all times. But those are my top 10 favorite books of all time. Right now, list could change at any time as it always does. Thank you so much for checking in with my booktube channel. I will be trying to post videos at least every other week. Not sure what day yet, but I'll let y'all know when I figure it out. But it was so nice to meet you guys and I hope you stop by again. Bye!